Hello and welcome to this morning time taste challenge. This is for Monday because Monday's never a good day actually. Occasionally it'll work out, but I don't feel like dealing with it. Today got Tulsa University at Tulane football this afternoon. Got Arkansas at Louisiana State University tonight. New Orleans Saints at Tennessee Titans tomorrow afternoon. So I mean, it's just like I'm not going to do it. So I saw a whole busload of people leaving this town yesterday. I said, "Where y'all leaving to?" We're going to Nashville to see the Saints game. So they had probably bought a package. It's probably $500, but they probably getting the bus ride there and back, hotel, all the food, and the ticket. So they were pretty excited. They were all packing up ice chests full of beer and mixed drinks. I don't know if they'll remember the trip, but they'll have a good time, I guess. Anyway, so this morning we have two Irish blended whiskeys whose history maybe tenuously in some ways goes back to the 1700s when Ireland was a British territory before it became a part of the United Kingdom in 1801. And now it's broken away as the Irish Republic, except for Northern Ireland, which is still a British territory. Anyway, all right, okay. Paddy's, established 1779, aged for a minimum of 3 years, product of Ireland, according to the Irish Whiskey Act 1980, Cork Distillers Company Limited, Middleton County, Cork, Ireland, imported and bottled by Sazerac Company, Louisville, Kentucky. So it's been bought out by Sazerac, who seems to want to go around buying out everything. Maybe one day there'll just be one liquor company called the Liquor Company. All right, 750 milliliter bottle. You can get this for $18 to $20 in a lot of stores. I bought this at Total Wine and More. Blend of grain, malt, and pot still whiskeys. They use three types: grain whiskey, probably mostly grain whiskey, malt whiskey, single malt whiskey, and pot still. Cork Distillers Company, Ireland. The Paddy Flaherty brand, inspired by the man himself, who was a salesman for the distillery. He got so popular, they started naming the product after him, Paddy, his nickname, Paddy Flaherty or O'Flaherty. If you look at the website, they give him two names, Flaherty and O'Flaherty. Bottled in Kentucky by Sazerac, makers of Buffalo Trace, Pappy Van Winkle, and 99 brand bananas. The competitor, another company that it says since 1782. Well, yes, and really not, and really no, but I put 1783, but 1782. There was a distillery started by the Teeling people in 1782 in Ireland, the colony of Ireland, the Kingdom of Ireland, but a British territory. But that company went out of business about 30 years ago. And what happened, the distillery was just dead. I think they tore it down. So the Teeling family, some guys resurrected it. That's why they're showing a phoenix rising from the ashes. And in 2012, they started Teeling whiskey. In 2015, they opened their own distillery in Dublin, the capital of the Irish Republic. So they've been producing their own brands for almost 10 years. They have small batch. This is the small batch. And there's many others they have. Single malt. I think there's one that's single grain. It's all grain whiskey and so on. I know in Scotland there's Hague Club single grain whiskey. I have never tried 100% grain Scotch whiskey or Irish whiskey. Probably be interesting to try. But anyway, that's not what we're dealing with. Paddy's is 80 proof. Like I said, 3-year aged. It says a minimum of 3 years. Well, if they're giving you the age statement, you think it's 20 years? No, it's 3. Teeling, no age statement. Non-chill filtered, 46% alcohol, which is not common. And it's finished in rum cask, and they say it's blended to a higher ratio of single malt whiskey. So in other words, it's 75% grain, spirits, corn, ethanol, 25% single malt whiskey. What's Paddy's? I don't know, but it's probably the industry standard, 80-20, 80% grain spirits, grain whiskey, 20% single malt. Who's going to win? Well, I guess Teeling's is going to win. But I thought Teeling's would beat Duhan's, and Teeling's did not beat Duhan's. Teeling's did not lose to Duhan's. There was a tie. They both tasted equally nice. I could not say I preferred one over the other. Oh, and Teeling's, I forgot to say this. Their grain, alcohol, and their barley malt whiskey is aged in separate barrels. Then when those are finished aging, they mix them together and age them together in rum casks for about a year, 8 months to a year. So that's interesting. Did it make a profoundly different taste? It made a somewhat different taste. Okay, it was somewhat different. I could tell them apart, but I can't say I preferred one over the other. Paddy, or Paddy's as it's called, sometimes Paddy. You'll see some bottles say Paddy, some say Paddy's. It's been owned by different companies over the years, but like I say, the company now is Sazerac. Put the tag on backwards, so I got to redo it. Paddy's is it's kind of bland in my opinion. It doesn't taste bad. You would never drink it and say, "Oh, this tastes bad." I don't think you would. You might taste it and say, "Oh, it's not super flavorful though." But a lot of people like Paddy. A lot of people like Paddy's. Let's make the tag again. T for Teeling. I like Paddy's. I don't love Paddy's. There's a honey version. It's blended with honey, like real Irish honey. Never had that liqueur. Would try it if I found a small bottle. Yeah, sure, I'd try it. Bring it on Fandango Friday. No doubt. Are there other Paddies besides the two on the website? Knowing these liquor companies, especially knowing Sazerac, yeah, there's probably 5 or 6 others that you're never going to see, but they exist. You may see them one day. You may not see them. All right, let's get on with it. So here's the Paddies with the beautiful cork. See, it's not some rubber stopper. It's actual cork, and it's a big hunk of cork. It's not particle board pressed together. Cork pressed together. That's a good thing. So they're going and providing some quality there. Does it make it better? Yeah, I mean, but it looks nicer. All right. Gotta moisturize that cork. Don't let it dry rot like happened to me with the Wild Turkey 101. All right. Whoops. Almost poured it in the Teeling glass. All right. But I have no regrets for buying. I'm very, very happy that I bought it. Hasn't exactly dominated the taste challenges, but it hadn't exactly gotten kicked around either. So it's showing Ireland, the Irish Ireland, both parts, Northern and regular Ireland, and the barley sprigs. It's a new label design. I guess when Sazerac bought it, they wanted to come out with a new label design. You can find the old labels pretty much everywhere, though. It's colored. Each Irish province has a color, different color. Yellow, red, blue, green. Teeling. Also use a real cork, not particle board or particle cork, not rubber. Not a twist cap, real cork. All right. Moisturize that. Appearance. Oh, I got it pretty even. I mean, I got a little bit more tealing, but it's so minimal. I'm not adding more. They're both gold. They're both pale. Maybe the Paddy's is a little bit lighter, but it's so close. It's not worth talking about. Craft beer tastic. Oh yeah, I watch your videos all the time. Looks like nobody will dislike your videos from now on. Why is that? I'm sure they will. Some do. All right. I don't know why that would be the case. Get these loyal negativity, negative energy people. You know, they're out there. YouTube removed the dislike counter. Oh, I heard that they were talking about that. I heard that on YouTube. They were saying, well, we're thinking about getting rid of that because some people use it as an abusive tool, which they do. You know, you get these people, they new to YouTube. They say, man, I want to put my videos out there and see what people think. And you get these cavemen type people, you know, like, I hate your videos. And they want to put a thumbs down. They go get their little gang together. Let's all put a thumbs down. And for, you know, usually for trivial, idiotic reasons, and it discourages the new content producers. They're like, why do people dislike my videos? I can't understand it, and they just give up. And sometimes children, you know, they're little kids, and they want to do a good series, and people pick on them, you know. And a lot of times it's the same person with like 20 accounts. You say nobody's that crazy. No, they got people that's way more crazy than that. They'll make like 20 different YouTube accounts, and then they'll just switch accounts, like keep and put thumb down, thumb down. So I'm glad they got rid of that because it was just like an inducement to bad behavior. Well, they must have got rid of it this morning because it was up there yesterday. I mean, I never looked at that. I never checked really much. I would check occasionally. It was always the same, like one or two people. It was like the same maniacs, you know, psychopathic type thing. All right. Anyway, what's my prediction on this? Well, Teeling's is $38 a bottle. I'm just giving averages. Teeling's 38. Oh, back to like and dislike. I did think the tool was good because some videos you just did like, they were bad, you know. Some were good, most were good. But I could see how it was abused. So yeah, it's probably a good idea to get rid of it, although it was theoretically useful. Teeling's is $38, and let's say Paddy's 18. 18 and 38. So we're talking about a $20 difference. Is the Paddy's going to really be $20 worse? I think that's impossible. There's no way. Come on, man. Tony P, morning to you. He says morning, Ron. I mean, I don't think Paddy's is going to be as good, but $14, but a $20 difference, I can't see it. But we're about to find out. Remember, this counts for Monday, so don't look for a whiskey taste challenge Monday because there's not going to be one. And after this, we're going to single malt Scotch, and I have an exciting single malt. I mean, it cost me $46.99. It wasn't no cheapo, but it'll never lose. Not in any foreseeable time frame. This smells like kind of like honeycomb cereal, but with not so much honey. It was like, this is kind of like if you took honeycomb and you took some of the honey out. Strange. What I mean is grains, corn, something. Yeah. Let's go over here. This is more grain spirits, corn. A lot of corn alcohol, ethanol, like rubbing alcohol. But it's not. It sounds terrible, like what I'm saying. You say, "Oh, who would want to drink whiskey? It smells like rubbing alcohol." Well, nobody probably, but it's just approximated to that. It doesn't really smell like that. There's some fruitiness in it, like Bartlett pears. You say Bartlett pears, he's gone mad. Man's gone crazy. Wrong, wrong. If you could have heard the man just 2 days ago, if you could have heard him, man. But does have that. So on aroma, not the same, but both nice. More honey, more pear. Okay. Ronnie S. Hey Ronald, I love your reviews. Hey Ronnie, I love the fact that you love my reviews. Keep watching. Every time I hear from Ronnie, it makes me want to drive back to Florida. I love taking trips to Florida. I love taking trips to any state, actually. But Florida, I like. They have interesting things to see. Tastes kind of standard and sweet and honey like. Tony P. My favorite whiskey is Jim Beam Apple. And he shows an apple. I've never had that, but I know those flavored whiskeys are so popular. Oh, so popular. 7 Crown apple, 7 Crown caramel, 7 Crown cinnamon, Crown Royal peach, Crown Royal apple, Crown Royal honey. And they go on and on. I mean, you cannot talk about all of them. Be all day. Beautiful day here in Tampa Bay, high 70s. Yeah, it's clear, crystal clear skies right now, blue. It's going to get up to about 60. It's chilly here. We get chillier weather than Tampa, obviously. But then Tampa gets chillier weather than Miami. If I had to live in Florida, I would pick Miami. I would pick Miami, but I was born in Baton Rouge, which used to be part of Florida. Baton Rouge, Louisiana was part of Florida until 1810. True story. Y'all didn't know that, huh? You didn't know that Florida used to stretch to the Mississippi River. Well, it did. Just look at a map. You ever notice the bottom of Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana? What's the top of Louisiana? They're all on a straight line. It's because that used to be the northern border of Florida. It stretched from that little squiggle line by the river in Georgia all the way to Baton Rouge. So straight line. But then Florida was so big, the Spanish government said, well, it's too big to rule as one state or province. So they cut it into 2 colonies, East Florida and West Florida. It was all Florida, but it was East and West. Just like the Roman Empire, when it got so big, they divided into Eastern Roman Empire and the Western Roman Empire. I've considered moving to Fort Lauderdale. Oh, yeah, I've stayed there. It seemed nice. There was a nice highway, nice buildings, nice. Well, I mean, Clearwater's nice though, so you're not going to probably gain anything. You're not going to lose anything, but you're not going to gain anything. It'd just be a lateral move. You should move to Pensacola, then you'd be 3 hours from me. And they have a beautiful beach. We can hang out. All right. Well, there's actually a lot of honey going on with this one. These products do not contain honey. All right. They just have a sweetness to them. And I've said this so many times that whiskey to me tastes like sugar water. Now, does Irish whiskey, Scotch whiskey, Canadian whiskey, and American whiskey taste all like the same sugar water? No. And bourbon tastes like corn, candy corn. So, but they have that commonality. I did know that history of Florida. Used to be East and West Florida. Actually, it wasn't divided by the Spanish. It was done by the British. Oh, yeah, okay. Then the Spanish continued it when they took over in 1783. Yeah, that's right. Because Great Britain took over Florida in 1763 after the Treaty of Paris, and they ruled it. They changed the name of Baton Rouge to New Richland. New Richland, how you like that? Then, but then they lost it to Spain during the War of the American Revolution, and so in 1783, Spain got it back, and then the United States encouraged. I like this. Encouraged Spain to sell Florida to the United States in 1819. It was kind of like Michael Corleone in The Godfather. They told Spain, we would like to buy Florida, but it was an offer that they could not refuse. What I mean is, you could sell it to us and get $20 million, or you could refuse, in which case we'll invade it and you'll get nothing. Now decide which choice would be more advantageous to you. So Spain figured, well, we're not going to fight the United States over Florida because we're not going to win. And maybe if we pay them off, they'll leave us alone. Wrong. Wrong. Because 79 years later, guess who comes knocking again? Oh, we are so disturbed about how you treat those people in Cuba and Puerto Rico and the Philippines and Wake Island, which Spain knew that meant we really want to steal it from you, which they did. And the war on Spain. But anyway, Spain used to own territories all over the world. The United States helped eliminate that in a number of occasions. Spain still owns territories in Morocco, Spanish Morocco, Ceuta and Melilla. Maybe the United States will find some reason to liberate those territories. I'm sure they could come up with something. Joe Biden, if you're listening, you could think of something. Some terrible infringement of democracy, Look what they're doing to those people. How dare they rule those two cities, Ceuta and Melilla, even though they've been ruling them since the Middle Ages, like 1400s. How dare it be like Spain telling the United States, how dare they rule Mobile, Alabama, and Wilmington, Delaware. How dare they do that? Anyway, it's comical in a perverse, sad, sickening way. And some people take this the wrong way. You're picking on the United States. I'm not picking on the United States. I'm like Lee Greenwood. I'm just like Lee Greenwood. I'm proud to be an American, where at least I'm told that I'm free. But I you can be proud of being a part of a country and disagree with their foreign policy. I think that's true. Just because you disagree with your government's foreign policy doesn't mean you hate your country. No matter what the neoconservatives might tell you. Okay. I'm not tasting a $20 difference. I'm not tasting a $10 difference. I'm not tasting a $5 difference. I'm tasting a difference, but it's negligible, and I would not pay. So would I pay $38 to get Teeling when I could pay $18 to get Paddy's? No, I would not do that. Olive Fire, wonderful whiskey. 5 million, I mean. Oh, wait, he's got more comments. I don't have my glasses on. Then Andrew Jackson invaded during the First Seminole War. No, he invaded during the War of 1812 for security and military reasons. They wanted to make sure Great Britain didn't capture Florida and invade the United States from Florida, which you say, well, what was the chances of that happening? Well, there was no chance of that happening, but that was the pretext. You understand? Very serious problem. Very serious problem. So, and the Adams-Onis Treaty led to the U.S. buying it for $5 million. I thought it was 20 million. The Spanish were really on a downward trend at that time, right? And that's the old policy: kick them while they're down. You can be proud to be from your country and disagree with the central government's foreign policy as well as its domestic policy. I agree with that. I'm teeling you that whiskey is wonderful. Cheers. Oh yeah, you're teeling me that. Thank you. I've made comments over the years about Great Britain and imperialism and whatnot. And then people interpret that like, you don't like the British people. You hate English people. No. I like English people. I like British people. I like British beer. I'm talking about foreign policy issues. I like German beer. That doesn't mean I have a flag in my house. Okay, but people are simple-minded, I guess, and so they make extrapolations that are disconnected to reality. Someone told me because I'm anti-war, that means I'm pro-Hitler. I said, that's an incredible misappropriation of logic. But never doubt a person's capacity to make ridiculous connections. Okay. The War of 1812 led to the First Seminole War, though. Oh, yes, that's true, of course. Just had a good German beer for breakfast. Oh, well, so you probably are one of these deniers. All right. I'm using that kind of insane logic. All right. Anyway, enough's enough. But these are true stories, like literally. People telling me, well, you're anti-war. That means, and I was like, wow, that's scary that you would believe that. All right. Anyway, I think, no, I don't think. I don't know. It's 86 proof versus 80 proof. In other words, 43% alcohol versus 40. Am I noticing a big difference? Actually, I'm not. I'm really not. And I thought Teeling was going to dominate, but that's what Apollo Creed's team thought when they did the thing against the Italian state. Okay, well, who doesn't like German beer? It's a good question. I guess everybody likes German beer. All right. Moral of the story. If you pay $20 more for a bottle of Irish whiskey, is it going to automatically be better than the $20 cheaper one? Not in this case, because there really is no difference. Hard to believe that I'm saying that. So I just get if it was me, I'd just get Paddy's. Okay, I would just literally get Paddy's. But if you want to buy Teelings because it's finished in rum barrels and it's 43% alcohol, go ahead. I think honestly, I really don't know. I don't like to make guesses if I don't know. I could say, well, I could say to myself, just take a guess. It's a 50-50 shot. You got two different whiskeys. You got a 50% chance of winning. That's not bad odds on a blind taste test. Just go for it. If you get it wrong, you can make some excuse. If you get it right, you can say, oh, look at me. I'm so good at tasting. But I really don't know. They don't taste the same, but the difference is like 20%. So like they're 80% identical and there's 20% difference. The proof 86 versus 80 is not really coming through. They both have a heavy bread taste, bread dough, cereal grains, sweetness, honey, all of that. So I cannot, I don't care if the channel goes downhill and people start watching. I cannot help it. I'm not going to sit here and say one is better. I'm going to take a guess. I cannot tell them apart. I'm sorry. I cannot do it. So I'm going to see what this says. Teeling. I was going to say that. I really don't know if I was going to say that. I really didn't know what I was going to say. So anyway, moral of the story, is it better to get one in a dark brown bottle? Yeah, it's better because it protects it from the light. But I have it in a cabinet, so it's not getting any light. Clear bottle is a little risky in the theoretical sense, at least. So Paddy's, it's your call. Okay, look, I cannot tell them apart. Couldn't tell them apart. Sorry, couldn't do it. So you can pay $18. You might have to pay $20, depending on where you go. Or you can pay $38. It's your call. Now, actually, in my case, I paid $18 for this. Oh, no, I paid $19.99. What am I saying? I paid $19.99 for Paddy. Normal price. Don't feel bad. I paid $14.99 for Teelings. $14.99. Now, everybody sells it for $38. I paid $14.99. Did the store get confused and price it wrong? I don't know. Perhaps they did. Probably, no, I did not say that they did. It's really not my problem. I paid $14.99 plus tax. But that's an unreal situation. I mean, it's real for me, but unreal for everybody else. In the real world, you're going to pay $38 or you're going to pay $18 to $20. Let's say $20. I'm going to let you buy the one that's $20 more because maybe you'll think it's better. In my opinion, it ain't really better. So when we have a situation where we can't tell them apart and it's a $20 difference, ipso facto, we know the answer. The cheaper product wins by default. So this is the second in a row, which is not necessarily a good sign for Teeling. I really thought Teeling was going to blow through this and win almost every match. But that's what I thought. I didn't know that. So if you have two whiskeys, one is $20 cheaper and you can't really tell them apart, the cheaper one wins by default. So we have to give the victory to Paddy's. Is it better than Teeling's? No, it's not better. But is it worse? Certainly not worse. But the price is $20 better. So if you want to pay $20 more and get Teeling's, go ahead. It's your money. I don't care, especially since your interests don't conflict with my interests. But my booklet, I'm going to pay $20 less and get the Paddy's, and I'm going to keep the other $20 and buy food and whatnot with it. Let's look at the comments. So we got Paddy's winning. Earlier this morning, Doohan's won. So Teeling has gone 0-2 so far. 0 wins, 2 losses. Is that a good sign? Obviously, it's not a good sign. Let's see the comments. I had a great Belgian, Goblin Killer HD says, I had a great Belgian beer once. I think the Belgians make great tasting beers. I agree with that. They make really great beers. Ronnie S says, I might go to a Sangria festival in downtown Clearwater today. Sound like a fun thing to go to. It sounds like a really fun thing to go to, but I think I'm going to go to a college football game today. I thought it was 46%. No, it's Teeling's is 43%, 86 proof. And then the Paddy's is 40% alcohol, 80 proof. I may also walk to the local bar named Paddy Wagon, kind of like the name of your whiskey, Paddy Wagon. That's funny, Paddy Wagon. If you drink too much, you're going to get put in the Paddy Wagon. Olive Fire says, ha, ha, ha. I want some of that whiskey. Well, go to the store and buy it. All right. Well, what's coming up next on Sunday morning? Actually, it's Tullamore DEW versus Paddy's. Tullamore DEW goes, the recipe goes, not Paddy's, Teeling. What am I saying? So the Tullamore DEW recipe goes back to 1910. Now the company's older than that. They go back to 1700s and all of that. But the current recipe is 111 years old. Tullamore DEW, is that going to beat Teeling's? I don't think it's going to beat it. They're the same price. Well, they're not the same price because Tullamore is $26 and Teeling is $38, so $12 difference. Is it going to be a $12? No. I'm telling you now, don't even waste your time watching. There's a lot of things to do on Sunday morning. There's no way, and I mean, there's no way Teeling is going to beat Tullamore. It's not going to compensate for that $12 difference. Now, of course, I live here. Walmart had the $26 bottle of Tullamore DEW for $13, half price, $13. That was an impossibility. There was no way I was going to pass up a bottle for $13 when the normal price is $26. No way. Sorry, can't help you. Are you hosting Stout Sunday tomorrow? Says Ronnie S. Not to my knowledge. I assume John and Illy is hosting it. I have a lot of stouts lined up, which I need to research. Actually, I haven't researched them, but I have wonderful stouts lined up, a whole array, and I paid a lot of money for those. So I really hope he doesn't back out, but he's busy. You know, he's got things going on, various interests, some of which are New England based. But anyway, I think we'll just work with the fact that John and Neely is going to be hosting Stout Sunday tomorrow at 10:30 Eastern. So I got a lot of stouts to bring. A whole lot. All right, thanks everybody for watching. Well, enjoy your Saturday. If you go to a Sangria Festival, have a good time. If you go to a college football game, have a good time. If you go ride horses and go on a hike, have a good time. Sorry for laughing. Oh no, that's all right. I'm not one of these like hung up people. I'm not like real. How dare they laugh? You know, I'm just kind of laid back. And I'm unanimous in that. All right, thanks. Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right, well, y'all take care now.